Hi there, and welcome to this very quick tutorial on how to pixelize your 3D renders in Blender. I've got three toruses in a very simple setup using a Fresnel node to enhance the emission on the edges of the objects, and they spin around in a complete loop. So, let's say you wanted to pixelize this setup. The way you need to do this is to use the Compositing tab up the top here in Blender. Once we click on that, we enter the workspace for compositing. We're just going to do away with the timeline at the bottom, and you definitely want to click using the nodes setup here at the top, which allows you to use these node objects to create your pixelization. I've also created a viewer node so we can see what we're doing in the background, but that won't be a video, it will just be a still image. I've imported my rendered image sequence of the toruses already, so I've pre-rendered this. And I have another file output to re-render and show you the results once the video is done. So what we're going to do is take our input of our glowy pixely donuts. At the moment they are not pixels. The way I did this was input and image sequence, and I imported my rendered image sequences. Okay, once we have that in this workspace, the first thing we want to do is press Ctrl A to add a new object. We want to search. And once we search, we need to find the Pixelate object node. So once we get that, we simply take the initial image, put it into the color socket on there, if we just zoom in and show you that, and then we take the color and put that into the viewer. And we also take the color and we want that to go to our output image, the end of this setup. Now, first thing you'll notice is nothing is pixelated. And there's a reason for that. When the Pixelate node comes into effect, we'll start with is a Pixelate node, and we want to be scaling before, Shift G to duplicate, and after. And we want to be scaling up and down by the same amount. So the way that we like to do that is with a value node. Make that the after amount, and then do a math node set to divide. We'll do 1 divided by, you can also do power of -1. So if we do 1 divided by whatever our value is, both pump that into the X and the Y. And as you can see, as we increase our value, we're scaling down by our amount, and we're scaling back up by the same amount, and Pixelate in the middle ensures when the scaling is done, it adds the pixels that we require. Quite a useful technique if you like to stylize your animations. What we need to do now is select render animation once more, and we want to select perhaps a different location for the output where all the resulting JPEG files are going to go, and we set render animation once more. And what we end up with is a lovely pixelated pixel art style output of our chosen render. Now let's say we want to do this exact render, but perhaps you want to do it as some kind of animated GIF, or perhaps some kind of pixel art without a background. Maybe you want a transparent background. Let's quickly show you how to do that. So on our render settings, what we want to do is go all the way down to film. You want to set transparent. That means the background is going to be transparent. What I'm going to do in this example is probably hide my toruses and my plane. And that means we have a simple black background. If we go to rendered view, we can see that nicely right there. So what I'm going to do is re-render this animation, and I'll redo it in the compositing as well, and I'll show you the final result. Thank you very much for watching this short tutorial on how to pixelate in the compositing in Blender. Please do give the channel a like on this video, and do subscribe if you would like to see more tutorials on Blender.